welcome back to another episode of Have a Talk with Me. Today we are going to talk about campus leadership. We are going to see the achievements, the struggles, the challenges from our guests, the CS Lusweti. We are going to know about his journey, how he went through the challenges, the leadership achievements, and so on. So it will be a great conversation. So stay tuned. Introduce yourself and tell us your leadership role you're currently holding.
My name is CM Lusweti, the current CS academics from Moi University, Kenya.
Can you tell us, did you, when you first joined in campus as a fresher, did you know that you will be one day a leader?
Well, that question rekindles very old memories. Honestly speaking, I wasn't really tailored to be a leader when I joined my first year. I was just a young man who wants to explore what the university has to hold for him. I was just unplanned for anything. I just joined here. I wanted to study. I enjoy my life in the university, hang around with friends, make connections with people. But leadership was not one of my biggest intentions of joining university.
So then what
Exactly.
made you think like you can be a leader in that period of first year?
Now, if you can mention something, and there's one of my relative, my uncle, I'm really proud of him so much. I recently joined a program called Bridge some few months before joining university. It was 6 months before joining university. And we were told about leadership. Leadership. It was a leadership training environment. We were being told how to carry ourselves with decorum, how to handle people, how to manage funds, how to be socially inclined people. And in that environment, I used to be a very shaggy person. And in that environment, one time he surprised me by buying me an official clothes. At first, I was so adamant to put on those clothes because I was asking myself, like, why am I dressing like this? It's not really my type of clothing. You understand?
Yeah.
So we joined here in Moi. Yeah, I remember it was the first time of orientation. I came well nicely dressed. Most of my colleagues were just
it was
dressed
during
normally.
orientation.
Yeah, it was during orientation my first year. So I was just seated with the rest of my team, waiting for the orientation. I think we were doing it in LH1. And then they mentioned that we want to select representatives who will be there to represent the entire cohort in academic affairs. And one lecturer, by then Mr. Kisongo, just walked close to me and told me, young man, you seem like a leader.
Oh, wow.
And I want you to be the leader of this class.
Wow.
Not knowing that I was not really into that.
Oh.
I was definitely not into that. I was
Okay,
just
back
seated
then
there.
in high school, you have never been a leader.
I've been a leader in primary, but in high school, I've been trying so much, but I didn't really get the opportunity to serve. Now, when I joined university, I was not really interested. So he approached me closely. He told me that I want you to be a leader. And that was how I ended up becoming a leader in my university. I went unopposed, actually. He asked a question, who else wants to be a leader? And then all people were quiet. So when the guys looked at me, they were like, now this man can. Based on my appearance. All I can say is that appearance is what made me see that I can be a leader. Because once I just stepped before these people, they were just so convinced that this man is a leader just by the way he presented himself. But sincerely speaking, I wasn't really ready for that.
You're not ready for
I was not
leadership.
really ready for
You
that.
didn't have that call.
I didn't really have that call.
So
But the way I was just dressed just gave me the direct start my leadership.
So when did you start vying for this leadership position?
Now, having tasted the experience of leadership, I felt like it's now high time that I need to elevate my ranks to something bigger.
That's great.
I came to realize there's something called MUSO in the university. That is the government that is leading the student body. In some few weeks, I got acquainted with the president. That by then, that is Keferi Kopas.
You started developing
I started developing interest with them because that looked like my social standard now. Because if I sat down with them, they were like, now this is one of us. Because the way I used to present myself, they used to feel like I'm belonging there. So having interacted with them, I now started to develop passion for leadership because they were telling me that this leadership has these benefits, this leadership does this leadership does that. And I really felt like that passion started to develop because it reminded me of my time when I used to be governor back when I was in primary school, that is in class 8. I went to the high school, but I did not really succeed to be a leader. But I was telling myself, if one time God gives me a chance, perhaps I will rekindle the old flame.
Hey,
And that is what really happened.
that's nice. What did you see in yourself so that you can say, literally, I can lead people? Yes, you discovered it. Since some of the people inspired you to become a leader. But when you sit down, do you see yourself like you can lead people?
Yeah, definitely. I saw something in myself. I saw that leadership could give me a platform to be focused
Uh-huh.
and to maintain my goals.
Uh-huh.
Coming from a scenario whereby most people join universities and they corrupt themselves with unnecessary business, I saw leadership could be an opportunity for me to venture in something that could give me a platform to build myself, first of all, focus on my leadership skills, and thirdly, to even build my network with people. Because building networks was one of my objectives when I was joining university. So I saw that I can have the potential to lead people because I led people while I was in primary school. It's only that when I joined high school, I didn't really receive that opportunity. And leadership is a calling, and when it calls you, you can't really avoid it. For instance, remember Moses while he was tending the sheep. No, God called him, and that is how he became a leader. He could not refuse it. So I felt like that was a calling, and I had to take it.
Oh, okay. And what are the kind of challenges do you face you as a leader?
Well, there are a lot of challenges in this university because number one, there's a challenge of high expectation from the students.
Oh, yeah.
Number one, especially having served for the last 8 months as the academic secretary in my university. Academics is one of the core business in this university, and sad to say that we've been experiencing some difficulties in academics in the university. As you can see now, it's unfortunate that we're not even learning. Students are questioning what is the CS for education saying, what is his position concerning the strike, what is his position concerning the academic state of the university. And it puts me in a very weird situation because the biggest docket that I'm pushing in this university that covers all students is the one that is crumbling down because we are not really learning. Number two, there's a pressure of maintaining my social life, political life,
Yeah, yeah.
whereby I need to carry myself, my status should remain constant. Because one slight mistake or one slight trip and things will blow off on my side very heavily. So I have this pressure on my end that I need to carry myself with decorum. I need to behave in a certain manner, in a certain professional manner that does not lower my dignity or does not make me lose my respect for people. Thirdly, there is, though this is on a lower percentage, there is an issue of balancing academics with my work as a cabinet secretary for academics because most times I'm in various meetings dealing with student issues, in the administration, in schools, getting to understand what are other campuses doing. For instance, I need to know what is happening in Nairobi campus, what is happening in Annex campus, what is happening in the College of Health Sciences, what is happening in main campus. And it takes a heavy toll on my side because I need to be on toes with whatever is happening in the universities.
So, what do you usually do for you to balance your academics and the leadership of?
Number one, I delegate my service to my work team. I have a team of delegates who are below me in representation in the academic office. They represent several schools, particulate schools, but now I stand for the general university. I handle I handle my studies by delegating duties to them also. If it's something that's concerning their school in particular, I'll just delegate those work to the student.
So, your
That
work is just to
particular school.
roll, but.
Yeah,
Oh,
I just ask them to do something and then they do it because I'm their boss.
oh. How do you feel? How do you feel about that?
I feel humble about it, especially concerning the fact that I'm not really better than them. It's just that I just found the opportunity to lead them. You know, being the boss of people doesn't necessarily mean that you are the best for that position. It just means that you had the bigger vision than them, or perhaps you think there is a better achievement you can make with them, having been the leading.
And what is the biggest decision have you ever made as a leader?
Well, the biggest decision draws back to initially starting to go for leadership itself. Leadership is very expensive, sadly, especially in the university.
Yeah.
The idea that I just decided to vie into this politics. I remember my father was telling me, you don't have to go for these things. Because he used to see campus leaders used to be abducted. I remember there's a case in Mombasa where they abducted certain student
Oh
leader.
yeah.
And he used to warn me so much. First of all, when I told him, I want to represent the entire Moi University, he was like, that's a very serious position. Are you sure you have the muscle to go for it? And financial challenges were also there. I remember there was one time I gambled with my studies. I sold my laptop to gain this position.
Wow, that's
My
crazy.
father just bought me a laptop for 40,000. Then I went and threw it away for around 10,000 shillings. That was the hardest decision I ever did in my leadership because I needed that money so desperately, yet I didn't have a stable financial source of earning that. So just venturing into politics, it's already one of my biggest decisions ever because it was not something that I'd planned for, but circumstances led me to venture into it. And by doing that, I made the toughest decision in my life.
Wow, this is a hot tea. This is a hot
Yeah,
tea. And before we go for a short break, I want to ask you this question. Uh, what's the difference between being a leader and being a politician?
The difference between being a leader and a politician is that in leadership, you help others achieve an objective. You help people achieve a goal. In politics, you help people achieve your goal.
Wow.
The difference with politics and leadership is the objective. A politician's objective is self-tailored. A leadership objective is for the benefit of the people.
Yeah.
A politician pushes their own agenda through the people. A leader pushes other people's agenda through themselves. Yeah.
I'm coming back to ask you another question.
Right.
So thank you guys for staying tuned until now. We're going to take a short break.